Have you ever wondered how an ordinary car ends up transformed into a patrol vehicle capable of withstanding chases, long shifts, and high-risk situations? What we see driving through the streets is not just a car with lights and a siren, but the result of a complex industrial process that combines engineering, structural reinforcements, technology integration, and strict quality controls. We enter a specialized factory where civilian vehicles are transformed into police units, prepared to operate under extreme conditions. You will see every stage of the process, from selecting the base model to the final tests that determine whether a patrol car is ready to go into service. There is no single model that works for all police tasks. Needs vary depending on the country, the region, and the type of patrol being carried out. A car designed to travel at high speed on highways does not perform the same as a vehicle intended for rural areas, narrow streets, or roads with deteriorated pavement. That is why, before modifying any unit, technical teams analyze the real environment in which the vehicle will operate. In some markets, sedans with powerful engines and good aerodynamic performance are prioritized for long pursuits. In others, pickup trucks or SUVs with greater ground clearance and reinforced traction are chosen for extreme climates or uneven surfaces. The internal distribution of space is also studied, since the patrol car must accommodate radios, computers, recording systems, protective equipment, and, in certain situations, detained individuals. Before approving a model, critical parameters are reviewed, such as chassis resistance, brake capacity, suspension performance under additional load, cooling system efficiency, and engine durability during extended shifts. The goal is to start from a platform capable of withstanding years of intensive use without suffering premature structural failures. Only the vehicles that pass this initial evaluation move on to the next stage. When the units arrive at the conversion plant, they still retain the interior and components of a civilian car. That changes quickly. In the industrial area, an almost complete disassembly begins. Seats, panels, trim, part of the original wiring, and elements not designed for continuous police work are removed. The idea is to leave the structure as accessible as possible to intervene directly on the vehicle's base. The chassis receives metal reinforcements at strategic points. These additional plates allow the body to withstand constant vibrations, impacts, sudden braking, and the extra weight of the systems that will be added later. The original suspension is usually replaced with more robust assemblies capable of maintaining stability even when the vehicle carries heavy equipment and multiple occupants. The brakes are also upgraded. Larger diameter discs, reinforced calipers, and materials designed to withstand repeated high-speed braking cycles without losing effectiveness are installed. A patrol car can go from normal driving to an emergency maneuver in a matter of seconds, and the braking system must respond with the same precision time and time again. At the end of this phase, the car is no longer a lightweight platform for urban use, but a structure prepared for a higher level of demand. Responsiveness is key in a police vehicle. It is not only about reaching a high speed, but about maintaining consistent performance under repeated stress conditions. In many cases, the engine receives specific calibrations that improve acceleration and power delivery. In others, versions of the same powertrain adapted for intensive use are incorporated. The electronic management is reprogrammed so that throttle response is more immediate and engine behavior remains stable during long hours of operation. The transmission is also reinforced with components designed to withstand abrupt shifts, aggressive downshifts, and constant starts. In some models, special driving modes are enabled that adjust the powertrain's operation for emergency situations, prioritizing quick response over comfort. These modifications aim to ensure that the vehicle can react precisely in critical moments without premature wear compromising its reliability. By the end of this phase, the patrol car is not only resistant, but also agile and prepared for demanding maneuvers. In addition to moving quickly, a patrol car must offer protection to those inside. That is why safety reinforcements are added in key areas of the cabin. The vehicle is not turned into a heavy armored unit, but ballistic materials are added to doors, side pillars, and areas near the occupants with the goal of reducing risks from impacts or fragments. The interior is adapted for daily service use. The seats are replaced with more resistant models designed for long shifts, and the seat belts are reinforced to keep occupants secure during abrupt maneuvers. The design of certain surfaces is modified to absorb energy in the event of a collision. A fundamental element is the partition that separates the front area from the rear, allowing detainees to be transported without interfering with driving and adding an extra layer of safety for the officers. At this stage, the vehicle begins to turn into a mobile operations center. The electrical system is upgraded with higher capacity batteries and more powerful alternators capable of powering radios, computers, cameras, sensors, screens, and tracking systems during extended shifts. The wiring is reorganized into independent circuits to minimize the risk of widespread failures. Communications are essential for field coordination. That is why long-range radios, specialized antennas, and equipment that allows constant contact with command centers and other units are installed. Internal and external cameras record activity for operational and safety purposes. Emergency lights and sirens are integrated with high-visibility LED systems designed to stand out even in rain, fog, or intense sunlight. Everything is managed from a central panel that allows each function to be activated quickly and intuitively. Once the mechanical, structural, and electronic modifications are completed, the process moves on to the exterior finishing stage, where the vehicle acquires its final visual identity as a patrol car. The body enters specialized preparation booths where a deep cleaning is performed to remove dust, grease, or residue from the previous process. Then, each exterior panel is inspected for imperfections, small deformations, or areas requiring correction before the application of the final coatings. In this phase, controlled sanding and base treatments are also carried out to ensure proper paint adhesion. The coatings used are not the same as those in a private-use car. High-resistance industrial paints are applied, formulated to withstand frequent scrapes, minor impacts, prolonged sun exposure, heavy rain, and abrupt temperature changes without losing their protective properties or visibility level. Beyond the aesthetic function, these layers play a protective role against corrosion and wear caused by continuous use in urban environments and on highways. The painting process is carried out in pressurized booths with particle and temperature control, ensuring a uniform and durable finish across the entire surface of the vehicle. Once the paint is dry, the marking and lettering stage begins. Reflective vinyls are applied with institutional colors, emblems, shields, unit numbers, side stripes, and identification codes defined by each agency. These elements do not serve only a visual function. They have key operational value. They allow the patrol car to be identified from a long distance, improve its visibility in low-light conditions, and facilitate its immediate recognition by other vehicles and pedestrians. The reflective materials are designed to maintain their effectiveness even under rain, fog, or accumulated dirt. The application of the lettering is carried out following digital templates and precise positioning guides, ensuring that all vehicles in the same fleet maintain a uniform and standardized appearance. Each vinyl is applied manually or with alignment-assisted systems, verifying that no bubbles, folds, or misalignments remain that could affect the material's durability. Once this phase is completed, the vehicle acquires its final appearance as a police unit, combining body protection, high operational visibility, and an institutional identity that is clearly recognizable in any environment. Before entering operational service, each unit must go through a rigorous validation process designed to verify that all systems function reliably under real-world usage conditions. In industrial testing facilities, engineers subject the vehicle to continuous acceleration cycles, repeated emergency braking, and abrupt changes of direction that replicate pursuit situations, evasive maneuvers, and driving in urban environments and open roads. During these tests, the engine's behavior under prolonged load is monitored, ensuring it maintains stable performance without overheating or losing power. At the same time, the transmission's response to aggressive downshifts and constant acceleration is evaluated, as well as the effectiveness of the braking system after multiple cycles of intensive use. In parallel, structural inspections are carried out to detect abnormal vibrations, unusual noises, or deformations that may appear when the vehicle is pushed beyond conventional use. Electronic and communication systems are tested under controlled conditions of heat, humidity, dust, and continuous vibration, with the goal of ensuring that radios, cameras, onboard computers, positioning systems, emergency lights, and sirens operate reliably during extended shifts. Any detected failure is recorded, corrected, and requires repeating the corresponding test before the process can continue. Once laboratory tests are passed, the units move on to dynamic evaluations on closed tracks. Specialized drivers recreate real patrol scenarios, such as high-speed cornering, threshold braking, emergency turns, rapid starts from a standstill, and sudden trajectory changes. These maneuvers verify that the vehicle remains predictable, stable, and controllable, even in extreme situations, without compromising occupant safety or system integrity. Only the vehicles that pass all these stages receive final operational certification. Units that do not meet the established standards return to the adjustment line for technical corrections and are evaluated again. Once approved, the patrol cars leave the manufacturing and adaptation plant to join active service, prepared to respond to emergencies, endure intensive daily use, and operate reliably in the most demanding scenarios of routine police work. Behind every patrol car that drives through the streets, there is a chain of technical decisions, structural reinforcements, system integration, and demanding tests that define its real response capability. Nothing that is added is accidental. Each modification aims to ensure that the vehicle operates reliably under pressure during long shifts and in unpredictable scenarios. This industrial process transforms an ordinary car into an operational tool designed to intervene when the margin for error is minimal and reaction time is everything.